Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here, and we're back with our weekly recap of all things Injustice. This is the week of May the 18th, 2023, and the current challenge is a 1-week repeat of Suicide Squad Joker. No specific character requirements at normal difficulty. Really important. This is typical of all the Suicide Squad challenge characters. And even better, there's only 9 fights in each ladder at normal difficulty. Again, also like all Suicide Squad challenges. And when you get past normal difficulty, it reverts back to the normal 12, 12, 12, 12, and then 15 at Expert and Nightmare for the number of fights in each ladder. You get better prizes. Again, also like Suicide Squad challenges. You get a silver pack, gear locker, gold pack, instead of the usual bronze credits, and then silver pack before you get the challenge character. When you get past the normal difficulty, the required characters are Wonder Woman, Batgirl, and Batman, available cheapest as silver, challenge gold, and gold. Great starting point for new players to get a really powerful gold character. His passive is Maniac. The Joker can't wait to show you his toys. A powerful random effect will occur on his special 1. Receives 10% less damage and deals 10% more damage for each additional Suicide Squad member on your team. Attack and health are both 1350. Last available July 21st, 2022. He's got really great high stats. If you look at his passive, okay, random effect on special 1, especially since his damage is reduced as a percentage of his attack to give that random effect. It's almost like the first part isn't even a passive, because in order to get a secondary effect, usually you lose damage, and the benefit of having it be your passive instead of just an effect of your special is usually no damage reduction. He's got that damage reduction. And we did a video of him not too long ago in February, linked in the description, and actually we've got a whole playlist on him. And what you're watching is a current run from today with Suicide Squad Joker. And the point being, it feels like we do a highlight on Suicide Squad Joker a lot, because we are. Every time we do a highlight on him, we're doing a highlight on Harley Quinn at the same time. It's her special 2 that needs Joker to make it spectacular, and it's her special 2 that makes Joker spectacular. So here's the thing. The damage on Suicide Squad Harley Quinn's special 2 when she hits the Joker card is based on Joker's damage stat. It's boosted by his passive, which is plus 10% per Suicide Squad teammate, and enhanced by any gears that he's got that has an effect on his special 2. Of course, the damage has to be based on something. The funny thing is, the visuals plus the damage, it's all a mashup of different things, right? So when he comes in to do the assist for Harley Quinn on her special 2, it's his special 1 animation, which is the gunshot. Of course, we keep on talking about it. It's her Harley Quinn special 2. And it has something approximating his damage stat or his base special 2 damage, which are both around the same as the base damage, but it is affected by his special 2 modifiers. So it's not intuitively obvious, but we figured that out with a bit of experimentation these many years ago. He's doing a ton of damage while spending very little or no time at all counting against him in the fight, according to the clock that you see at the end of each fight. He can do hundreds of thousands of damage with his clock being 0. And even better, this is the key part that's totally wild. It doesn't matter if the opponent is blocking. You get the full unblocked damage every single time. And the only way the damage is reduced is by the opponent's passive or gears. So whatever you've got your Joker sort of enhanced to is the damage you do every time, which is incredibly reliable. So much better than Harley Quinn's normal unblockable bomb. So the gear in the current setup that you're watching is Kryptonian Rifle. The only thing we care about is a 30% crit chance on special 2. The Demon Blade, which is another 30% crit chance on special 2, and with his full augmentation of 50%, that's giving you crit damage, 2.5 times damage 100% of the time. Demon Blade also gives a 15% damage boost to special 2, and we are using Fourth World Godly Mace for a bunch of synergistic special 2 effects. So there's a 100% area effect. Opponent's team takes 15% damage from the special 2. There's a 25% damage to special 2. So that's a total 40% boost with the Demon Blade. And there's a 30% power drain chance on special 2. Lots of alternatives for the Fourth Will Godly Mace. Anything that could boost crit damage, anything that could boost special 2 damage. This just happens to be one of the better ones. The key that you can't give up is the crit chance. Critoni Rifle and Demon Blade, that's where you really get him to shine. So Joker, like I mentioned, he's augmented for crit damage and crit chance. So he crits every single time. The hardest thing about this team is timing her special right. Because her special 2, she's the unusual Harley Quinn that has one more option than all the other Harley Quinns. It is a little bit harder to get the one you want every time because it feels like the time to cycle through all 4 is the time that it would take to cycle through all 3 if you only had 3 options. So it goes pretty fast. The good thing about that is that only the C4, which is her bomb, costs you your power, but the delay if you miss your pick is enough that it leaves you vulnerable to an attack. So if you miss the thing that you want, you do your special 2. There's a period right after you've done your special 2 where she's just sort of shaking there, and it leaves you vulnerable. And that's why with our most recent video and in the current video that you're watching, the 3rd gear slot is taken up by Enchantress Companion Gear. That was the main tweak we made with our Suicide Squad team, and it is totally legit. It really holds. It disables the opponent's specials immediately after. It does that functionally, but not visually like other special disabling gears or whatever disabling effects. So you don't see any mark over the bars of power, but waiting for the skulls to come in, it means that your team is protected. Harley specifically is protected in the immediate aftermath, the immediate moment after your special, because your opponent can't do any specials when the skulls are still waiting to come in. So you knock out your opponent, you don't knock out your opponent, the skulls are coming in. It's especially handy when Rebirth Raven comes in, steals all your power, and she can't use a special before giving you a chance to do something with Harley Quinn because the skulls are coming in. Our previous loadout of this, we were using Astro Harness, and that's interesting, but it's not nearly as good because the invulnerability is very temporary. It's hard to time it just right, except for the first one. So the Enchantress is really a great enhancement of her loadout. I mean, I'm talking all about Harley Quinn, but really that's just keeping her alive and making her a little bit hardier. The guy responsible for all this damage is Joker. The other problem you see with this team is that resurrections in the opponent are a problem because anytime your Joker doesn't knock out the opponent, you need to work a little harder, tag Harley Quinn in and out to do another special 2. For those who are interested, Harley Quinn's loadout is Tantu Totem, Master's Deathcart, and Enchantress. Deadshot is Claw of Horus, Astro Harness, and Razzle Ghoul Scimitar. It's worth it to have him in the first slot, even if we're wasting the first invulnerability of Astro Harness, mainly because 1, you don't want to take a chance leaving Joker vulnerable, and 2, it's still it's a little goofy, but I like the idea sometimes of having the final stat showing that Joker wasn't in the game at all, and if you leave him in the first slot, the title loading screen counts as 2 seconds against him, so even if you tag him out immediately, you still got 2 seconds of the game. Great team. And you're seeing it there. So this is 156 weeks of a repeating pattern of the challenge characters that first appeared in May 2020. That means we've had 3 complete runs of a 43-week cycle, plus 27 weeks in the current 4th cycle. If the pattern holds, next week will be Amikami Catwoman, and there are still 23 challenge characters that are missing. So 66 characters, we only have 43 in that cycle. So these other guys have all been missing since before May 2020, so more than 3 years ago. This week's multiplayer reward is Alien Artifact, which becomes Mother Box. When maxed out, the effects are 28% max health increase, 30% chance to blink against Special 2, and when evolved and maxed, there's a 100% power drain chance at start of the match. Last available, October 13th, 2022. That is 124 weeks in a row of a consistent pattern. We have now had 4 complete cycles of a 31 reward sequence because this is the last and 31st reward in that 4th cycle. Unlike the challenge cycle, nothing is missing for multiplayer rewards. If the pattern holds, next week should be the start of the new cycle with Cassandra Cain Batgirl. So, to us, this isn't really a legendary piece of gear. Our bias has always been towards gears that improve your offense. So, this max health increase as a number may be good compared to other health increases. It's just not our cup of tea. 30% chance to blink against Special 2 became pretty much useless once the Tantu Totem was released. Although it feels like when the opponent has it, they blink way more often than 30%. And I'll tell you what, though, when we're facing Mother Box, I mean, we don't use Mother Box either, but when we're facing Mother Box, I love to see it when we've got our Justice League team. I was going to say Injustice League team, but it's our Justice League team with New 52 Wonder Woman. Because when you do Special 2 a few extra times, because the opponent's blinking, that means New 52 Wonder Woman's teammates have a few extra bars of power because you just get her power back, do another Special 2, they blink, got your power back, and just keep on doing it. And all of a sudden your teammates are charged up way more than they normally would be. Really useful in Phantom Zone with so many tasks that are not, if not dependent, can be related to use of power and doing specials. The power drain, it's sort of useful because it works against the first slot opponent no matter who is holding the Mother Box. The problem is that one ability out of 3. We've set our teams up so it doesn't require the first slot to need power. A lot of other teams are like that too that we face in multiplayer. And that one ability, I mean, you've got 9 gear slots only on your entire team. It's hard to give up an entire slot just for that one ability when there's so many other gears that are way better. Yeah. So in the store, Amikami Catwoman for $12.99 Canadian. It is a corroborate included next week's challenge. It does not come with credits, so it's priced accordingly. So it's not awful. Doesn't unlock in your store. She's going to be there next week. So even though the pricing's not awful, the fact that she's very likely, almost certainly going to be the challenge next week means you're going to be able to get her for free. The other new pack is the Gotham Gold pack, which is awful. At $24.99, you get Bane, who's a gold character. You get Deathstroke, who's a silver character, and Insurgency's Joker, who's a gold character, but they're all available in the store normally for power credits. It's a crappy pack, and they aren't the best golds. Yeah, enough said. The other pack that's hanging around for second week now is the Ultimate Bundle Bringers of Justice, which we talked about last week. Just too much to spend all at once, and yeah, about twice as much, almost twice the price of when it was first introduced back in 2019. So a few other packs that have been around for well over a year that's probably not worth reviewing. And Phantom Zone, we've got one more week of that. Fight 62 is still broken. Last weekend's breakthrough for golds was Zod, Aquaman, and Shazam. This coming week's is probably going to be Catwoman, Deathstroke, and Raven, based on the cycle that we've been going through for the longest time now. Link in the description to a thread in the Injustice Mobile subreddit from Devlin16, one of the mods there, that goes over the complete breakthrough cycle. So as far as current glitches go, we go into more detail every time something significant changes, which did not happen this week. But even if nothing changes, we still do a more detailed review once a month, the first week of every month. And most recently, that was our recap from May the 4th. And if you don't want to wait for this either, I mean, we do have a video tutorial for every working glitch in our playlist, Current Working Glitches, linked in the description of this video and in the eye in the top right corner. One thing worth mentioning is that the challenge reset glitch has been confirmed to be working on this week's Suicide Squad Joker challenge. And remember, it resets your Phantom Zone progress. They're basically the same glitch. The challenge reset and the Phantom Zone reset glitch, same thing. So just keep that in mind, because the Phantom Zone progress can be way more valuable, and you could end up blowing a lot more time that you've spent accumulating your crystals if you're not careful and thinking about it. And that's it. So A big thank you to those who've been supporting us on Patreon. That is Alexis M supporting us on the Your Message Here tier, Michael Devries, Irvin, Ruiz, and Hoshi127 who are supporting us on the credited level, and the other generous people you see on the screen who have supported us at some point during this pandemic. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Komoda.